Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today's going to be a little bit different. We're really just going to answer two common questions that came in, one to this channel and one to the other channel. If you don't know, the second channel is up and running. It's called The Roads with Bo. It's long format content, so they are much longer videos. Some are deep dives into historical events or people. Some are about community networking and how to do various things with your community network, and some are going to be on location. We have examples up over there of all three types. The original plan from more than a year ago was to get out on the road and do some real force multiplication stuff. But then this thing happened and we couldn't travel or have groups of people together, so it got put on hold. Now that we can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, that project is coming back. Hopefully we'll have it all up and running by this summer. So the two questions that came in, the one to this channel was, why is FEMA and the CDC talking about zombies? If you don't know, they released some training material, and it's about how to survive zombies. This is a really common thing in the emergency preparedness community. So common, in fact, you can find videos on this channel using zombies as a teaching tool. If you plan to survive zombies, you will make it through a snowstorm or a hurricane or whatever, because zombies disrupt everything. If you plan for that, you'll be okay. That's what they're doing. They've actually done this for a couple of years that I know of. I think now, just with everything going on, people are paying attention to what shows up on their website. And if you don't know that they do that, that could be a little concerning, I guess. But that's why. It's just a good teaching tool. You can sit around and talk with your kids about what they would do to deal with zombies, and they will be far more interested and, oddly enough, less scared than if you were talking about a hurricane or an earthquake or whatever is happening in your area. So that's why. Nothing to worry about. It's not a prelude to anything. It's just them trying to come up with a way to make the information more accessible. Now, one of the videos we did on the other channel was a introduction to emergency preparedness, to bugging out. And it goes over food, water, fire, shelter, all that stuff. One of the questions, probably because of what happened in Texas, was, that's great, it's cool to start a fire, but you're in Florida and everything is dry. What do you do if it's wet? What do you do if the wood's wet? I have in front of me a piece of wet wood. I've already split it. Generally speaking, when wood gets wet, it doesn't get soaked all the way through. Inside it's dry. It takes a lot to soak large pieces of wood all the way through. So if you cut it long ways, you will find an inner core that is still dry, or at least usable. It may still be a little bit damp. It takes a lot more work because you also have to process it down to make the kindling, because the little sticks that are going to be on the ground around you, they will be soaked all the way through. The bigger pieces won't. So the larger the diameter of the piece of wood, the more likely you are to have a big usable core in the center. So it can be done, just takes a lot more energy and a lot more work, a lot more time. You have to process it. But it is good that people are thinking about it, because my guess is people were looking around at all the snow on the wood and thinking it was useless. It could still be used. You just had to cut off the outside of it. And it is a time-consuming process. But in that situation, what else do you have to do, So that's an easy thing to do. Once you actually get the fire started, remember to take other pieces of wood and set it near the fire so it dries them out and it's not as hard the next day. It's also worth remembering that wet wood is harder to keep going, even if it's just a little damp. And it tends, at least around here, to be a whole lot more smoky. So just something to bear in mind. But to everybody who sent that question in, good on you. You realized that there was an issue and you are trying to be prepared for next time. And rest assured, there will be a next time. Just as sure as there's going to be another hurricane where I live, there will be something else that will require you to have those skills. So just maybe take this afternoon and think about what you would do in the event of a zombie apocalypse. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.